Hi, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and I'm here with Cynthia Bailey. Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Now, the last time that we spoke, we were talking about you were on Celebrity Big Brother and you had your role in Quill Instruction, which I truly enjoyed. The reason why we're speaking today is because of this new role that you've taken on in Terror Lake Drive. And yes. I'm so excited to talk about this today.
Me too. Season 2, Terror Lake Drive on All Black. I played this character Rose in this.
Yes, so we are going to talk about that. And I want you to talk about that. But before we even get there, I want to say this. You said it yourself when we spoke the last time that you wanted to focus more on being an actor. And that's exactly what you've been doing. And you are very intentional with everything that you do. I have noticed that just from a distance. So again, let's talk about this role and what drew you to it.
Okay. What drew me to the role of Rose is the fact that she is a protector. Her and her sister, well, her foster sister grew up in the foster care system. She did, I don't want to say well in the foster care system, but she did a lot better than her sister did. So with that said, she was just always very protective. Anyway, her sister has a son who is like my nephew. I take him on because I don't want him to end up in foster care. You know, my sister Stephanie basically disappears all the time. She has a lot of issues. So I just kind of like, you know, just take him over. I take him over. It was something that was easy for me to do. I'm the oldest of 3 kids. And I feel like I've always been very protective of my sister Mal. I've always been protective of my brother Thomas. So I feel like it was just that natural instinct to just be the protector as the oldest child of 3 siblings is something that's just in me. It was easy for me to tap into that. So I'm protecting Darnell. I want to make sure that he's okay.
You know, and I was actually going to ask something around that, but you spoke to it. But it seems like the things that draw you to roles speaks to your character, just generally speaking, because you're talking about your siblings. And even with, you know, previous roles, everything about you seems to be, or this things that you've done and the ventures that you've taken on about community, family. So it seems like the roles have to be something that you connect to, not just taking on a role because, oh, hey, you know, let me just go ahead and audition for this thing.
Right. Well, you know what? That's true with some of the opportunities. That's true with some of the opportunities that I've had so far, but that's not always the case. And I'm actually up for a couple of things right now where I am completely out of my wheelhouse, but it does help as an actress to be able to relate to the character and pull from, you know, your experiences and your life and your history to really make the character real to you. But I'm actually the most excited about playing characters that are just dark and crazy and serial killers and all kind of stuff. Like I really, as someone who's been on reality TV for the past 11 years, and I've you know, pretty much just played myself all this time and been myself to the world, I'm excited to, you know, to do something else, to show you guys some different sides of, you know, my acting.
I can see that, but then I wonder, because you have built your own brand, so you know you are Cynthia Bailey in your own right. But I wonder, do your peers sometimes feel a little slighted sometimes, or do you ever feel that kind of energy? Because there are some people that have been an actor and an actor only, then they see you and they're wondering. But it's like, I know that you trained, I understand that. But do you ever feel that kind of maybe a little bit of shade from people that feel like, well, damn, I've been a thespian this whole time, and she decided to, you know? Does that ever come to that?
You know what? If that energy's out there, I try not to focus on that, to be honest.
I know that's right.
You know what I mean? I didn't come out to Hollywood asking for any handouts. Like I am so humbled and grateful for any opportunity that I get in the acting world, no matter how small or how big the part is. Like I literally will do one line in a movie and promote it like I was the star of a movie, honey, like I was Viola, okay? I will do that because that is honestly how much I respect the craft. I really take pride in the fact that not only am I auditioning for roles, I'm actually being offered roles now because the directors feel like I can play the character. And that means that that means a lot to me. And I'm fine to prove myself to people. You know, when I go on set and I work with all these talented actors, like I got a chance to work with Charles Malik Whitfield, who Noel's dad, Leon, worked with in The Temptations. I was on that set, you know, years ago when Noel was a baby. I haven't worked with baby daddy yet, Leon, but I'm working my way up. I got to work with Otis, okay, for The Temptations. And Charles Malik is amazing. Everyone that I have worked with, what I love is, although there is that kind of, I guess, hate out there or whatever, every actor and actress that I've worked with they have been so giving to me. They have been
I love that.
patient with me and so excited for me. And I think it's because I'm not coming in like this diva and, you know, I'm so-and-so, whatever. That's just not who I am anyway. I would never approach any situation that way. But I am coming in just grateful and humbled to just be a part of the cast. And I'm like, I don't even like, they're like, do you want lunch? I'm like, no, I don't even need food, child. I'm just happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
Like, I don't want to be a bother. And I really want to prove to this industry that I am serious. You know, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm not saying I'm where I want to be as an actress yet, but with every role, I get better and I get better and better. And the great thing about actually being able to book these parts, and most of them are really small parts. I haven't landed like a huge part yet where I'm really carrying a show. Let's just keep it real. I just am excited about all of it. So I promote it all because I'm excited about all of it. You know, is that I see the growth. Every time I do another project, I see the growth. I see the confidence and I feel the love. And all the directors that I've worked with, they all are excited to use me on other projects. So I'm proud of my little growth so far. I've only been doing this like 8 months. You know what I'm saying?
I think you should be, yeah.
I think
you should be.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think, just like you were saying earlier, like just now, there's one thing too, like it's really cool when you get to a point people can say like, you know, I think Cynthia, you'd be great for this role. Yes. But even when you're able to audition for something and, you know, you don't even know how many people went out for that same role. When you win that role, I mean, what does that really say? That has to be so fulfilling to know like, wow, I got this because, you know, I could do this.
It's a small community out here in of actors. And as a Black actress, you know, a lot of us go up for the same parts. And even when I get auditions and I hear about some of the other actresses that, you know, if I don't get it and when I see who got it, I'm like, well, no wonder I didn't get it. I didn't know they were have been doing this forever. Like, of course, they're so much more talented and more seasoned than I am. But just the fact that they're even putting me in the same group with them is just amazing to me because these are people I watched on TV and on, you know, movies my whole life. So the fact that I'm even, okay, fine. So now Lathan beat me out. Oh, well, okay. And I didn't. Of course, we have sisters who have been doing this forever. So I'm just glad that I can even be on the same casting call sheet with them, to be honest with you.
That's beautiful.
It feels good. It feels good. But you know, going back to what you said, I am just excited. I realize, and I'm not delusional about where I'm at with my acting. I am still learning and I am still growing. But like you said before, I'm being intentional. This is what I want to do. I'm going to get better, just like everyone else got better. I see some of my favorite actors. I see some of their early films. Honey, they've come a long way because they kept doing it. And they just got better and they just kept growing. So I'm inspired by everyone out here that's doing their thing. I'm not trying to take nobody's job, child. I'm just trying to look out alongside them. And I just get me a little small part as well. I want everybody to be great.
Hilarious. So, you know, a lot of times, like in sports, people will like roll tape and just watch their performances over and over and over just to see like, where did I get this wrong? You know, did I do this right? You know, where? So do you do the same thing when you're acting and looking at your role? Now you said even like when you're doing a small part, like, you know, did I place myself right? You know,
all the time. I looked at the clip of Terror Lake Drive at least 100 times. And every time I looked at it, I was like, dang, I should have did this. I should have did this in that moment. You know what I mean? I totally pick myself apart without question. And even when I'm actually on set filming, you know, once we do the scene, I'm always, you know, can we do it again? You know, I think I can do it better. Was that okay? And they're like, Cynthia, we're gonna move on, girl. We gotta do a whole movie. We can't do it 100 times. It's like, okay, I just want to make sure I'm doing a good job. Like, I literally go there like, oh my God, I hope they don't send me home. I gotta do good. I gotta do good. So I think what happens is when you come from the reality TV space, you really actually want to overprove yourself because you really want that respect. So I felt like I overdo it when I get to work because I really want to be taken seriously.
I just wonder, just generally speaking, like what's the contrast being in LA versus being in Atlanta full time? Like, how does that feel? I mean, I know you're welcome because you have your peers and your friends in both places, but do you feel like Los Angeles is a very welcoming environment as well?
I think as far as the acting is concerned, which is my focus right now, I think it's been really good for me to be in LA because this is where my manager is, this is where my agent is. Like I'm just available to really be in it, to be around.
Right, you could just
go to premieres, to be around other actors. It's like anything, when you're learning, the best way to learn is to be around it, to be in it. Like with all of, with my acting coach and my acting classes, I learned things on set that I could never learn in a class. I learned things talking and being around other actors that I wouldn't know. I didn't have an acting community before I came here. And now I find myself gravitating to the people that I've been working with. And they're like, hey, call me if you need anything. I can recommend this. I can recommend, this coach to you. If you need help, if you want me to help run lines. It's actually been super, super welcoming, which I love. I mean, I'm not saying everybody checking for me. I'm saying everybody ain't picking up the phone. I'm just saying,
for those that do.
Listen, focus on who's against you, girl. You got to focus on who. And that's just been
I love that.
my life. I don't worry about the people that are not trying to help me. I'm just focused on the two that want to support me and want to see me win.
I see that.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Do you ever run lines by Leon? Like, Leon, what do you think about this? Did I read this right?
I do actually. I do it with Mike as well. Mike is like my pretty much full-time, self-tape partner.
Right.
Self-tape with me, and when I can't get Mike, I'll make Noel do it as well. And sometimes I'll do a scene, and I'll like run it by Leon and be like, "What do you think? What do you think about this audition? What do you think I should change?" Because he's, he was the thespian in the family for so long. And just watching his process is crazy because he's an actor, okay? And I remember when he was playing the role of David Ruffin for the Temptations, he never came out of character until that movie wrapped. So what that means is when he came home to Noel and I'd be like, hey, Leon, can you take out the garbage? He would just like walk past me like I didn't say anything. And I'd be like, oh, David, can you take out the trash? Oh, then he takes out the trash. He wouldn't respond to anything other than David Ruffin. And that's just another level. So although I wasn't focused on acting then, I've had the honor and privilege of being an actor and seeing that process of what it really looks like and going on the Temptation set and the Little Richard set and all that stuff where I could actually just pull from these actors when I didn't even realize I was even pulling from them at that time.
Right. You've had like the most amazing internship in a sense.
And I didn't even know I was interning. I just was, having a man's baby. You know what I'm saying? But, like now when, before I was like, oh my God, like, I would think, Leon, you're being so intense. Like, do I really have to call you David Ruffin for the next, And now
do you see yourself being that kind of actress?
Yes.
You might do this.
Yes. Oh my God.
Mike and Noel would be like, Ma, really?
Yes. I already feel that that's what's happening. And it's just, the more you're in it, the more you want to be great. Like I really want to, I watch a lot of movies and, I'm always watching things like, like for example, Ozark. I'm like, oh my God, I would love to be in that. Like you start see yourself and, visualize yourself in these roles. And I'm big on, I'm a very visual person. I'm very big on manifestation. I'm very big on prayer. And I'm very big on doing the work. Okay. I'm actually, I don't know if you can tell, I'm like really recovering now because I just got back from Ireland. I was like, my body just was like, just got sick. Like I don't have COVID, but I just have worn myself down, but I just can't stop. I have to, even though I had to take 2 days and just lay in the bed.
But you're a person that's always on go.
Listen, I did not where I am waiting on anything.
No, that's true.
Or waiting on anyone to give me something. I'm completely self-made. I came from very humble beginnings in a small town in Alabama, Tuscumbia. My life could have went a very different way, honey.
Yeah.
I get it. I have an incredible work ethic. And like you said before at the beginning of the interview, I'm intentional. Once I say,
Yes.
this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. And I hope to be as good as an Angela Bassett or Octavia Spencer or a Viola Davis. I'm going to try, like, because those are my heroes. Those are the women that I look up to. But
Yes.
I'm just grateful that I'm even getting the opportunity to even try. Like, how many people get to actually, dream something, make it happen, and really get to live it out?
Yes, like it's like you're truly realizing every aspect.
Girl, I'm a 55-year-old woman in full premenopause. Okay. I never thought in my life I would be starting my career over in this next chapter, walking away from Housewives to coming out to Hollywood to pursue an acting career.
But isn't that inspirational? Because we all think that people think like, well, when I was 16, I whisked off to Hollywood, and no, we don't have to do that. We can live our entire full lives and still live our entire next chapter of our full lives.
That's right. One of the things that I want to continuously put out there to the people that follow me and the people that are rooting for me is, don't define yourself by your age. I really feel like the best.
I love that.
The best is so yet to come for me. I gotta get 20, 25 years left, God willing, and I'm getting ready to go out. I'm getting ready to do all the things that I want to do because I don't have that much time left. I'm 55 years old. Like, I get this thing.
I don't know. We've been living past 100 now, so.
I know.
I don't even know if I want to do all that, but that's what we've been.
God willing. But like you said, I'm so inspired by, so much Black excellence in the world, like all the greats that we look up to. I would love to inspire someone to feel like, hey, you know what? Cynthia just took that leap of faith and took a happy butt out to LA and is out there trying to act. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. I mean, just go for it. Like, if I didn't go for it, if I didn't have that mentality my whole life, I never would have left Alabama to move to New York City to pursue my modeling career. I never would have left New York City to move to Atlanta to pursue my reality TV career. And I never would have left Atlanta to move to Hollywood to pursue my acting career. That's just how it works. You do nothing, nothing happens. Okay, let me say it again for the people in there. Nothing happens. You have to walk towards it. You have to not even walk, but you got to run towards it. Okay, especially if you're my age. Before you can walk, if you're young, you can walk. When you get 55, you got to run. Okay, because the clock is ticking. And in all seriousness, I'm blessed. I'm so grateful to God that I have my health, that I even have the mentality and the spirit to I'm just glad that I have the spirit and the mentality to continuously do the things that I just want to do with my life. Like, I just want to, you get one life. Okay. I want to God's will, I'm going to be acting. Okay. So you guys have not seen these cheekbones. Okay.
Sometimes you talk to somebody and it's almost like a bit of a sermon, like you don't even realize what you're about to get. Like, we're thinking we're having a straight ahead interview. But as I'm speaking to you, it's like this woman is so inspirational, Now I realize, like, maybe I could be a ballerina tomorrow if I wanted to. I can do that. That's what I want to do.
And you know what, to keep it completely 100, is it scary a little bit? It is. Like, sometimes, when I, book a role and I, get to the set, they drop me off and, I go, and, because I don't really meet the other actors until I get there, even the director sometimes. So you're like, it's like the first day of school, you're like, oh my God, I hope everybody likes me. I hope the actors and actresses are nice, So you go in and you're just like, okay, you're a little nervous. And, I just, every morning when I wake up, I say, not my will, God's will be done. And every night when I close my eyes, I say, not my will, God's will be done. And that's one of the things I mentally say in my mind before I go into any situation, especially if I'm nervous or I'm like, oh my God, because the last thing I want to do is like, I'm like, oh my God, what if I get out there and I can't think of my lines? What if I get out there? You think all the things go wrong, but not my will, God's will be done. I go out there, and I will say the first scene is always the hardest and the best scene for me, because once I get out there and I get that first scene over with, then my confidence is like, okay. And when they're like, that was great, I'm like, all right, he said that was good. I'm doing good.
Now you got it rolling. So of course, you know, we were here, of course, to talk about Terror Lake Drive, but I do want to ask what's next for you. I know you do a ton of things, but is there anything else that you have down the pipeline that we can talk about as well?
A lot of things coming up, actually. For films, I just did a BT Plus movie. It's called Blossom. I think that comes out, we don't have a release date yet. I think that comes out in January, December, either January. And that was pretty cool. I played a administrator for a women's homeless shelter. So that was really great to just be able to, you know, tap into that character.
I told you, Cynthia, you play all these roles that seem to speak to life.
I know. You know what? That is true. I didn't really think about that, but that is true, actually. But I'm going to play a serial killer.
I get that murderous.
I'm going to play a prostitute, stripper, something that's not in my wheelhouse, okay? I'm going to get on P Valley. I'm doing it all right? Shout out to P Valley.
We're going to put that out there.
Yes.
Yes.
But I have a show on E coming up that I did. It's called Celebrity Beef. I think that's coming out soon. I just did Name That Tune in Ireland, and that was a lot of fun. You know, so I'm still in the reality space because all of those reality shows.
But that's okay, right? To still do that a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't mind dabbling. Okay, yeah.
Hey, I just left Housewives. I didn't say that I didn't want to be on TV anymore.
Okay, yeah, right. Facts. Okay.
I'm still on the screen. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it feels good to have a break from Housewives. I mean, it's been 11 years, like 11 consistent years, and the platform was an amazing platform for me. The network was amazing to me. The cast was amazing to me. I wanted to, like I said, I'm a little older. I really want to show you guys some other sides of Cynthia. I want to show you guys, you know, my acting skills right now. Cynthia the actress. You guys have seen Cynthia the model. You've seen the reality star, and now you see Cynthia the actress.
Oh, that's a perfect little rap right there.
Your mouth to God's ears.
She was made for TV. Once again, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and I am here with Cynthia Bailey, who's featured in Terror Lake Drive. You'll see her in season 2. It is streaming on All Black, guys. You can get your, you can sign up for your free 7-day trial with no commitment. It's a great network, though. There's a lot of great programming. And of course, like I said, you're going to see Cynthia on there acting. You know, she's doing really good. So I'm really excited to have you guys sort of watch her growth in this space as well, because I have watched her in different things. And it's been an honor to speak to you. You know, I love your energy. I mean, I'm just like, let me go ahead and write my intentions down for today.
You better be intentional. You better be intentional.
I know, and that's right.
Think about what you want. When you pray, you better be specific, honey. I'm telling you.
That is so true. I really appreciate that about you. And thank you so much for your time.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. God bless.
Thank you. God bless you too. Bye. If you want to see more content like this on blackfilm.com, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.